Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. My name again is Jeffrey Davis, and we continue to stream stories of entrepreneurship, leadership, and how people are dealing with this economy in a practical way. Our next guest is Brady Bankston, president of Popularis Construction. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Jeff. How are you doing today?
Good, thank you. Tell us a little bit about Popularis.
Yeah, I founded Popularis around 11 years ago. It was born out of necessity and just a love of the industry. And it's grown from me in the field, performing all the work and spending a lot of late nights, putting proposals together, to growing into, we have a 10-person team now, and we've really taken off, and we're doing some really awesome projects.
And what kind of projects do you do?
So we build, we have a heavy focus in the environment, and the projects that we build, we try to make sure that they align with a lot of where our building codes are going with energy. And so we're in commercial tenant fit outs, but we also are heavily involved in residential remodel and new construction.
Geographic region you tend to work in?
We are in the Boston area, so we're pretty much, our office is located in Medway, Mass, and so we travel all the way from Medway down through Rhode Island. We've done projects all throughout Rhode Island and all the way up into Boston area. We stay about an hour outside of our range, yeah.
Now, you have kind of an interesting route into construction as an entrepreneur. Started young. Do you want to give our listeners a sense of your journey?
Yeah. So as a really young kid, my father would come home with dirty paintbrushes, and he'd pay me 50 cents a brush and $1 a roller to clean them out for him. And so that was kind of my first step. And then I had a can crushing business, and all the neighbors and the people in my church would bring bags of cans to me, and I would crush them and bring them to the scrapyard. And then I progressed to my own products, and I created cookbooks. I love the cooking show, and so I would write down half a recipe as I could while I was watching the shows, and create a cookbook and try to sell them. So that was my early years.
So, and what was the connection that got you into construction?
I had some life things happen, as we all do, and had to make a change. I was working for a pizza place at the time, and I started out as a laborer, did a lot of really awful, terrible jobs as a laborer. And then the guy I was working for was phenomenal. We were working a lot of high-end homes, and he retired, and it kind of just was the perfect storm of realizing, well, I love the industry. I don't want to do exactly what I'm doing forever, but I really want to stay in this industry. So I opened up my own business, and early on, I guess you're really more of an employee for yourself than a business owner. And so I kind of struggled through all those phases till we are today.
Interesting. So you really have had the journey of an entrepreneur, never really an employee of an organization that sort of drove you out of that culture.
Well, I mean, early on, when I was working as a laborer, that was kind of my, I love the industry, but definitely did not want to be an employee. I realized that, and him retiring, the option was either go work for someone else again, or go out on my own and really try to make a name for myself. And so that's what I decided to do. I knew it was in my blood.
So, very competitive business that you're in that size construction company?
Highly.
So how do you stick out from the crowd?
It's our business is people. We build things, but we're building very intimate spaces for the people that we build them for. So it's creating relationships. Most of our work is word of mouth, through the designers we work with, through the people in my network. So it's really building relationships, but also just taking it to the next level, providing value in what we do, not just with the space that we build, but with the process that we take to get there. Really listening to people, and taking the time to understand what they want and what the designer wants us to build. Because the designer ultimately is our client as well, because they design a space. We have to execute at a high level to meet those expectations. And then our team, and just building a phenomenal team of craftsmen that care about the industry, that represent who we are. And without the team, you really can't build an organization.
Is price an important part of what you do?
To an extent, we try to sell value, not price, if that makes sense. So
Does to me.
yeah. So we ultimately, price does matter, and we win less projects than we lose. But that's kind of where we want to be. We want to work for clients that respect and appreciate what we bring to the table, and what we bring to the table has tremendous value for the dollar that they're spending.
Do you work directly on the projects still, or are you more in the leadership and management role?
Leadership and management. So I don't have any actual direct. I'm not demoing or framing walls anymore, but I am heavily involved in every single project, whether it's as a project manager on some of the projects, or as an owner from ownership. But I'm still helping to make decisions and solve problems.
And how do you do your sales?
It's a lot of it's word of mouth. So we market via, we utilize social media. It's an amazing platform, and we definitely don't utilize it enough. But that's kind of our live action business card, is kind of the way I see it. So that shows the world what we're doing, and we can kind of use that. But it's just a lot of networking, going to events, meeting the right people, and then finding problems and being able to be the person that can solve those problems. That is my sales process.
That's great. We've been speaking with Brady Bankston, president of Popularis Construction. Brady, if someone wants to learn more about what you do, maybe, inquire for their own use, how would they find you?
Well, hopefully on this awesome podcast, they'll be able to see us firsthand. But then obviously coming from there, they can find us on Instagram at Popularis Construction, and they can find us on our website at popularisconstruction.com. And those are probably the two best ways, and they can reach out to us from there.
Great. I want to thank you for being on Radio Entrepreneurs today, and remind everybody there's more stories every day on Radio Entrepreneurs.